In the wild, courage often walks a thin line between survival and danger. The honey badger is known as one of nature's most fearless creatures, small in size but legendary in attitude. When hunger strikes, hesitation disappears. On the riverbank, a nest lies hidden among rocks and dry grass. Inside are eggs, rich, fragile, and full of life. For the honey badger, they are an irresistible prize. With sharp instincts and bold confidence, it moves in quickly, stealing what it believes will be an easy meal. But in nature, nothing comes without consequence. The Nile monitor lizard is no ordinary guardian. Ancient, powerful, and patient, it senses the theft almost instantly. Its heavy body turns, muscles tightening, tail ready like a living weapon. What seemed like a simple act of survival suddenly becomes a deadly mistake. The confrontation is swift and brutal. The monitor strikes back, defending its nest with raw force. Dust rises, hearts race, and the balance of power shifts in seconds. The honey badger's bravery is tested, not by fear, but by reality. This moment is a reminder of the unforgiving law of the wild. Fearlessness can open doors, but it can also invite danger. Every creature, no matter how bold, must respect the strength of another fighting for its future. In nature, there are no villains and no heroes, only hunger, instinct, and the constant struggle to survive. And sometimes, even the bravest must pay the price.
The hyena expected panic, but the meerkats answered with teeth and fury. In the heart of the dry savanna, where the weak are usually left with only two choices, run or be erased, the hyena appeared. It didn't rush, it smiled with a mouth full of sharp teeth, its cold eyes scanning the small group of meerkats. In its mind, the outcome was already decided. Small, fragile, afraid, an easy meal. But today, the savanna miscalculated. There was no screaming, no chaotic retreat. Instead, tiny bodies stood upright, eyes hardened like steel, teeth bared, and a fury born from the deepest instinct to survive ignited. As the hyena stepped closer, the meerkats did not retreat. They advanced. They bit. They screamed. They surrounded the predator with a unity more terrifying than size. In that moment, strength was no longer measured by body mass. It was measured by the will to protect one another. The hyena hesitated, its confidence cracked, because what stood before it was no prey, but a force ready to fight to the end. And then the unthinkable happened. The predator turned away. Because sometimes the greatest fear of the powerful is when the weak refuse to be afraid. This story doesn't belong only to the savannah. It carries a message for us all. True strength is not found in claws or fangs, but in a spirit that refuses to bow.
Across the sun-scorched savanna, where the ground radiates heat and life hangs by a thread, a silent threat begins to move. Concealed by low grass, a snake glides forward, every motion deliberate, every pause measured. Its target is not a towering beast, but a fragile treasure, a clutch of ostrich eggs exposed beneath the open sky. Rich in nutrients, these eggs are more than a meal. They are the promise of a future generation. Guided by scent and instinct, the snake locates the nest with uncanny precision, advancing cautiously, aware that a single mistake could be fatal. Then, the mother senses danger. Rising to her full height, her sharp eyes lock onto the intruder as she steps between predator and eggs. She carries no venom, no talons, only immense strength and an unyielding maternal resolve. The snake lifts its head in warning, the air tightening as this becomes more than a simple hunt. It is a contest between survival and motherhood. The ostrich stamps the earth and unleashes powerful kicks, each strike a clear message: retreat or risk everything. Moments stretch, calculations are made, and the danger outweighs the reward. The snake withdraws, slipping back into the grass. The eggs remain untouched, and the mother stands guard, still, vigilant, unbroken. In the wild, survival is a daily trial, and sometimes life is protected not by sharper weapons, but by the courage of a mother willing to face any threat to defend her future.
In the vast skies of North America's wilderness, a story begins not with powerful wings cutting through the air, but with a fragile egg resting quietly in a nest high above the ground. Up there, every cold wind and sudden storm can decide the fate of a life that has not yet seen the world. On the day the shell finally cracks, the eaglet enters life with half-closed eyes, a weak body, and a soft cry no louder than a breath. It has no sharp talons, no mighty wings, only one thing to rely on: the patient care of its parents, and the first spark of survival instinct awakening within. Every carefully torn piece of food, every moment of shelter from the cold, is a gift of life. As days pass, the world around the nest shows no mercy. Heavy rain can wash hope away, freezing temperatures can still fragile life, and predators wait silently for a single mistake. Yet it is within these hardships that the eaglet begins to change,